Good morning, modern steaders. We gotta head up to the off-grid property this morning and test the in-floor plumbing that we're putting in our tiny house. But before we head up, we gotta load up our DR Power Equipment power trimmer. I wanna thank DR Power Equipment for sponsoring today's video. I don't know if you're like anything like me, but I do not like weed whacking. I'll do it for a little while, then my arms get sore, my legs get all chewed up because stuff's flinging at me. I'll get stuff pinging in my eye. That's where we found the DR Power Trimmer has been coming in so handy. I don't have to lug around a hand weed whacker. We have the push weed whacker now, and it can cut down some serious brush. So we need to get this up to the off-grid property this morning and do some trimming around our outhouse. The grass out there is about 3 feet tall. And anytime we want to go to the bathroom, we're wading through it. One of the things I like about DR Power Equipment is they make some really nice professional equipment. Everything works good, runs good. If you guys want to check out DR Power Equipment and check out their long list of equipment they have, click our link in the video description down below. I'm going to load this up, get this in the truck, and we'll meet you up at the off-grid property.
Thing's a beast.
And we have a big rainstorm coming in over the next day, so I want to get the septic tank filled up with a little bit more water because our grate isn't finished off yet. We need to get 2 more 6-inch risers so we can bring the septic tank covers up higher, and then I can finish grading off over there and getting the water running the way we want it to run. And while we have the water, we need to test our plumbing pipes that we put underground and make sure we have no leaks, get that all checked. And then we can move on with the next phase. We need to put the outlet filter in the septic tank today, and this will keep it so we don't get any debris going down to our leach field. So we need to install this filter into our septic tank and put it on the outlet side. How this works is, this right here is a filter from keeping any debris out of the leach field. And when you pull this out to clean it, this ball will go up and stop any water or anything going out into the leach field. So if this gets plugged up with anything, you can pull it out and you don't have to worry about it going into your leach field. And if this gets plugged up, it's going to stop backing up your septic, and you're going to realize, hey, I have an issue. And if you have an issue, you go out and you check your filter. And this is one of the reasons I put that dividing baffle in the tank, because the dividing baffle is going to help keep solids on the first 2/3 of the tank and not getting close to the leach field and not even getting close to the filter system. And this will make our leach field last longer. And since we put all the time, energy, effort, and money into the leach field, and we know what goes into one now, we want to make sure it lasts as long as it can, because we don't want to have to do that again. So this filter is directional. It only goes in here one way. We have little kind of like a star nubs right here, and they line up in here. Right in here there's a groove, and then on the back side. So you can only put the filter in this direction. It's still kind of a pain right there. This opening right here has to be on the outflow end. This adapter goes on, it says up. Gotta put an adapter on it. So I had to make an adapter to bring our pipe in a little bit. When we were putting together at the end, our outlet pipe must have slid in a bit. We need it in just a little bit past the inside of the string, and it's like, I don't know, maybe ½ an inch in, and then this adapter won't fit on there. I just took the wider end of our pipe, we'll put it on here and we'll slide it over. There. And then this slides into the clips. Push it down, lock it in place, and that filter is good. Boom. I just want to make sure we're seated down all the way, because if we're not, that ball will rise up and plug off the hole, and nothing will be able to get down to our leach field. So that is good to go. I wanted to move on with more work on the concrete slab today, but we're supposed to be getting about 1 inch of rain tomorrow, so the work we need to do next, I can't be having it get that much rain on it. It just won't work out. We do have a date finally for the concrete that's going to be getting poured shortly, so we need to get working on the next step, but we can't work on it just yet because of the weather. So it's we're kind of in a predicament right there, but if we did it, it just wouldn't be worth it. So I'm going to get the compactor fixed, and we can compact up the gravel while we wait for that water to fill up before we test these pipes out. Alright, I brought some Loctite today. I'm going to try putting some Loctite on these. This is a brand new plate compactor from Harbor Freight. We haven't used it many times, and all the bolts on the bottom here vibrated loose. Not even sure if our ratchet will fit in there. Maybe if we tilt it up. We only have to do that 4 more times. There should be 5 more, but one of the back ears busted off on the mount. Alright, we've got 2 more to do on the back now. So these bolts keep vibrating loose. They have a lock washer on them, but they don't have any Loctite, and I've tightened them up and they just come loose right after. So I'm hoping by putting some Loctite on it that they'll stay tight. We'd only use this plate compactor a handful of times.
If we used it well.
It's a tool. It's meant to be used. There we go. Last one. That should do it. I'll find out in a minute. Let that Loctite sit for a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna plug off our inlet pipe in here, and then that way we can fill up all of our drain pipes and see if we have any leaks. You can feel the weight of that out in front of the tractor, that's for sure. It's about, what do we have about 250 gallons of water, so that's just over 2,000 pounds of weight. So I want to try the floor drain stuff first. Alright, so that drain is working. It's good to know. Alright, so this one is for the wash machine. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see the water flowing through the toilet, out down here through our stub. And if I come over here, I'm not seeing any water for our shower, which means we have the right pitch, because we want everything flowing this way. We don't want it coming back to our shower. we'll let that fill up a little bit longer, and then we'll check the one for our kitchen. Then we can check the one for our shower after. Alright, let's make sure the kitchen drain is working. Get all the water running out, down and out. Perfect. There's barely any water sitting in that line. Yeah. And then we should have no water coming back this way from that drain pipe, and if we do, our pitch is off. But as of right now, I'm not seeing any water flowing back this way. It's all just coming in, hitting that pipe and going the direction we want it to go. Alright, let's go check the shower drain, make sure that's working properly. And then once that's working properly, we'll let this water line fill up with water. We'll make sure there's no leaks. It'll take a little bit. But this will take a second because we have a P-trap. P-trap should be full, and it should be going out our drain. Working the way we thought it would. I don't want to see any water back this way because the shower drain is tied in up here. So there's no water coming back here, so we're in good shape. We have all of our pitches the way they're supposed to be. Now I want to take a string and run it across, and we can mark the height we need for our toilet to be cut off at. And then we can make a height for our shower and figure out where we want to put our drain so we have the right pitch, and the same thing for the floor drain. That I had in that pipe just blew. I don't have it glued on because I don't want to glue the plug on, because then I'd have to cut it off and that would just make a mess. So it let go because that whole 4-inch pipe from the septic tank to here has to fill up with water before inside the house will fill up. So we know our pitch works. We know everything's going to flow out. We should be in good shape. Where we are, the only inspections we have is for the septic system. We don't have any plumbing inspections. We don't have any building inspections. So from here on out, we are in good shape and we can get on building. So let's get our height figured out for our drain. So this is going to be the top of our concrete floor right here. So I need to figure that to be the top of our toilet flange. So I got to cut this pipe back at the right height, and I'll put this flange on afterwards. So while I'm right here, I'm going to mark this for our shower. We need to mark this 3/4 of an inch right here, and then same thing on the other side. Alright, while I have the string out, we're going to mark the floor drain, and then we'll start getting our other pipes cut. So this is the top of the floor if it was level, so we'll actually want to go a little bit lower than this. We're going to mark the height of the floor, and then we'll go down a little bit more so that way we can make a pitch of what we're gonna need. All right, so I drew a line of where I need to cut. And that will make it so when we're all said and done, the top of this flange will sit at the top here. That was terrible.
Terrible.
Alright, so it's an ugly cut, but when we're all said and done, it's going to get covered up, and it being ugly isn't going to matter. This is going to go over it, like so. It's not going to be this high, this isn't all pushed together. So now I am going to cut a piece of 6-inch Schedule 35 pipe to go over this, and I will put some foam in it, and that should give me, well, let me get it cut and then I'll show you. So we're going to have 2 inches of foam down, then we're going to have this on top. So this will be the height of our concrete floor once we have the foam down. And then this will go around the pipe. I'm going to fill this with foam, or cover it with foam, so that way the concrete can't go in here. And then when the concrete's dry, I can take this out and I will have enough room around the pipe without concrete in there for everything to fit. So this will be like that. Alright, so we got to cut this down 3 inches below the floor. Alright, we can get this glued on. We've had a bunch of people saying stuff that we're not using primer when we're doing all of our plumbing joints, and we are. The primer we're using is just a clear primer. It's not purple. I will have to trowel around and get our pitch nicey nice into our shower drain. Let's get some duct tape to cover this up so we don't get any concrete in here. 1.5 inches below our cut mark, and we're going to want here, there we are 8 feet, so 1/4 inch per foot, or say if we go 1/8 inch per foot, that'd be 1 inch that we'd want to be below the floor. If we're 1 inch below here, we could taper everything in 1/8 inch at a time down to here, and then if we need the drain, that'd work. If I go 1 inch. And the nice thing about this drain is, if I decide that's too much, before we pour the concrete, I can adjust this up to a different height. So if I mess up and cut off too much, I can raise up more drain up. So I want to go 1.5 inches. I don't know if you like me, but I'm always double checking my work. I ran the string again. I just want to make sure I have everything correct. So we have 1 inch of drop in 8 feet. So that should be perfect. I just gotta glue it all together. But before I glued it together, I just wanted to double check. And then if I don't like that height, we can always adjust it to whatever we need, but 1 inch should be perfect. Nice. Alright, let me get this glued up. So we saw the comments and we fixed this drain all up so it's working the right direction now. Thanks for the catches. How many eggs?
7.
That's what I was gonna say. They've slowed up. They know we're getting closer to winter. I'll guess 6 since you said 7.
Oh, there is 7.
1,
2,
4,
5,
6.
7.
Oh man, you were right. How many eggs are you ladies gonna have for us? 7? Ooh, there's a whole pile in here. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
We're gonna have some roasted veggies, some potatoes. I'm making chicken strips. Usually do like a nugget size, but I'm doing strips. And these were 2 huge breasts that we had gotten off of chickens that we harvested. I just love having the chickens pieced out. We don't do all of them, we do some. I'm just going to dip these into my flour mixture, which is just flour and some salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna dump it back in my eggs and then into my flour. And then I have my avocado oil on the stove. So I'm just gonna get my strips in here. I turned it down. Hopefully it'll be okay. Got my oil a little bit hot. So just keep a close eye on them and just keep checking it, because I want it to be at 165. I want to make sure they're done, cooked all the way.
Dear Lord, thank you for the wonderful day. Amen. It feels good to have a little bit more water in the septic tank. That should have more than enough weight that we don't need to worry about it with this big rain we have coming in. We need the rain. I just don't like when we get like an inch of rain in a day. It doesn't do good for anything. So we should be good. It's nice to see that all of our pitches are right. The water's flowing the right way. We don't have any leaks. We do read the comments that you guys reply on our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, there's not enough time in the day to reply to all of them. But we saw a lot of comments of the mistakes that we made on the plumbing, and we made those fixes. So thank you for all of you who reached out and said, hey, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. Sometimes we're going so fast and we just don't see it, or we just don't know. So thank you for all of your input. We do read it. Keep the stuff coming. Somebody who said the other day that we're like 8 or 9 weeks ahead on our videos when they're out. We're not. We're about a week out on the videos. By the time we get them all shot and then we have time to edit them, but it's about a week. It's not 8 or 9 weeks. So if you leave a comment, a lot of the times it takes us a little while to get the different steps done. We have time to make adjustments. So thanks for all of your input. It means a ton to us. We learn from you guys just as much as you learn from us. So thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you right back here in the next video at Lumnah Acres. Bye.